reflection, I hadn't thought about it as the child or the joy from that child. I never did till this moment. So thank you for that.
Do you know what caused that? Is my dissertation. It was a deep examination about why smiles happen and the frequency in which they happen, and
uh,
they're very associated with gratitude, more than anything I could find. But a child who is wondrous is experiencing 400 smiles a day on the low side, right?
yes.
And an adult who's on hyper stress is lucky to see 30 smiles. I mean, lucky. And so I started looking at how you can be childlike, and it's to appreciate everything and just see the wonder in it. And wonder is a very beautiful piece. The second thing I want to hear, so it's funny, but 10 gets us to 100. 1 gets us to 10. And people don't realize, people do realize, but some people don't realize. I don't like that expression, people don't realize. I don't like that expression. People realize sometimes they need to be more awakened, and yet there's no exception to me. I need to be more awakened as well, because to know everything is to actually know you know nothing.
Yes.
So Smiley, the first time we talked about it didn't happen. The second time we talked about it, it kind of happened. The third time, I think we had 4 or 5 people do it. It's that little bubbles, and they do have a ripple. And this year we had 100 on National Smile Week. We had 130, and it was in 2 days. They signed up 130 people that wanted to talk about the power of smile in their country. And I want to show the world something. I have a couple favorite days of my smile movement. All right. And yes, I want to tell you that welcome to the Dr. Smiley Show. And I have one of my favorite people I've been friends with for, I guess we're pushing 15 years. Is that right, Grandma Sparky?
At least, yes.
So Helice Bridges, AKA Grandma Sparky, is an author, international speaker, one of the most enjoyable people you can possibly be in the presence of. And who she is makes a difference to me and millions of others. So welcome, Grandma Sparky.
I enjoy this moment. Thank you.
So we started it off with how we're doing, and you were delicious and I was scrumptious. So we got that out of the way so we could just have a nice appetite of a conversation.
That's a very good appetite. Yeah, we're just spontaneous and having a good time, right?
Yes. So let's start off with, I guess, the basics. Believe it or not, not everybody knows you. You'd think with 8 billion people and how much of a difference you've made, probably everyone's like, I don't need to hear her story again. I've heard it so many times. I just want to hear her tell a story. So we're going to get to the stories in a little while. But let's start off with where you were born and what your childhood was like.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, on March 31st, right a moment before April Fool's Day.
That's right.
That's right. That's what I have to say. And my upbringing, is that the question you asked me about my parents? Go ahead.
Let's ask about your parents.
Yeah.
And if you had a goldfish, I'm certainly curious about that too.
I didn't have a goldfish, but I'll let you know in a minute what I did have when I was little. The greatest gift I think I got is my parents. They were wonderfully loving, supportive, nurturing, empowering. And the fun thing about it is that my dad was, a 9 to 5 kind of guy. And he was just always there. And my mama was a businesswoman. And she was a heck of a lot of fun, 4'11". And we used to go around the house, and she liked to dance and sing to the songs of the day. Yeah. And I was 4 years old and got to dance and sing with her. And my daddy, I got to go to the beach and hunt for seashells. And so, that you don't know until later how important all those moments are, because they were enriching, they were loving, and I didn't have to go back and fix my childhood.
That is music to my ears. I have a lovely son, and sometimes I say, hey, can we just go to the park and walk? He says, Dad, I could play a video game right now. I said, Ken, you're gonna thank me one day. This is the time that counts.
It's exactly right. I saw a gentleman yesterday holding his son's hand and just showing him a little toy and spending time with him. And I said, that moment he will never forget.
Well, today, was a kind of cool day because Kenny got off of school early, and
Uh-huh.
we did something we've never done before. And I haven't
Oh,
even posted it, but I'm going to post it later. It's
yeah.
We went to the Cheesecake Factory,
Mm,
and I was asked, "What's the special occasion?" I said, "The special occasion I get to spend time with my son." And the Cheesecake Factory is actually a little bit of money. It's not exactly a Chick-fil-A run, right?
right.
And we talked about stuff that we don't normally talk about. And one of the things we talked about was the size of the meatballs. And it reminded me of his grandma, my mom. She made huge meatballs, not the little guys you get at Costco now. And
Okay.
he ate it and he was loving life. And I said, Kenny, one thing you need to know is this is the way a meatball is supposed to taste. Even though it's not like authentic Italian,
Right, right.
it's very high quality compared to those frozen meatballs you get at Costco or whatever. And so I said, how about we have a meatball date? We'll go find the best recipe we can, and we just make meatballs together. And that was caused because of a lunch.
That's priceless and precious, and I'm grateful for what you are as a dad, as everything that you do about smiling but more you when you're present in the moment,
Mm,
and your heart is just filled, and you go, you could have you can go and be in your iPhone or whatever, your cell phone, and watch this. But I have a great idea. How would you like to go to Cheesecake Factory? you know, and it's like, and like, oh, I can get something I really like there.
right.
So you're really awesome in that area. Thank you, because fortunately we're good parents and we grow up good kids.
Yeah, and it's a decision, just like everything else. People say, "Wow, your son's such a great kid." Well, it's a
Right.
decision on his part too to be great. And I think we under examine how powerful we can be. And I think with your blue ribbon and my smile movement, we kind of wake people up that it's okay to have fun, and it's okay to enjoy, and it's okay to be powerfully positive.
And powerfully who we are authentically. And by the way, I didn't know that. I want to just pour it out to everyone. When you're going for something big and your mind gets in the way, or you're not good enough, or other people are doing they have a million books or whatever, and you're figuring it out from the neck up without realizing that everything I am a being, not a doing. I'm be first. I'm authentic. And I didn't hear that language till much later.
Mm.
Somebody said, well, you're different because you're so authentic and vulnerable. And I said, oh, I am? Because we don't know it,
Right.
trying to fit into a certain bucket, which I just want to say that right straight up because I didn't know I was going to say that, but it's true.
Well, I didn't know I was going to say this, but in response to that, the coolest thing you can be in school is yourself. And if you are confident and happy with yourself, yeah, there might be some jealousy, but the point is you'll never have to fit in because you already do.
That's exactly right. And you bring into something I did in a school program that I did years ago. And I asked the students in the class, I said, what I'd like you to do is write and put a sign on your back that says, this is what I would like everybody to say about me.
Uh, yeah.
And I said, because you may not know who you are. But so they all did this. It was way ahead of my time, so I
Yeah.
didn't know that I did such as just a great idea. But yeah, that was what. Oh, I really like your smile, or I like that you help people, or I like that you don't make people bad. You don't bully anybody, or you're. And I like this about you because whatever, and nobody ever heard that.
Right.
So good on us, huh?
Yeah, I would always write when I did that exercise because I was kind of ahead of my time. I just
Right.
put paper on the back of people and say, I like your back. So, I mean, I did all kinds of
Of course you would do that. That's too fun. I like your back. That's okay. That was really good one, honestly.
So, before we continue,
Yeah,
you are very vivacious, and you've been vivacious every year. I've known you every year. I've seen
right.
you at an event. Uh, Besides, what's the secret? Okay,
Right.
is I think it's a deeper question of did you always know that no matter what age you were, you'd be so vivacious?
I did not know that. I did not. I was pom pom girl in high school.
Okay.
I was on the school plays and all that stuff, but that's who I was being, and it wasn't something to reflect on. Was I doing it for something? Did I reflect? Did I understand that? No, but the deeper part of that you were talking about is that over the years, when people say you always have a smile, or you're always so happy, or how do you do that, or would you teach me? I go, well, I got a blue ribbon, and I'm going to tell you that everything I do is always focusing on what's working. I just like people, and I like to tell them how great they are. And I didn't know initially when I was doing this that it filled me up. I had no idea I was a millionaire, and I left my husband. The backstory, but when I started to do the work that came through me, I thought maybe people needed to be loved like me because it was a divorce, it was emotionally abusive, that kind of thing. And when I left, I just prayed. I said, I never really prayed before because I was a millionaire and I had lots of stuff and I could make things happen. I was numbed out with the abuse over the years. But I think the joy about it is that I discovered what my purpose was before we called it a purpose.
Mm.
I just said, what can I do? And I realized that maybe people would want to be loved and feel loved like me. So I think I'll go tell them. And I created the Who I Am Makes a Difference blue ribbon. And when I started to honor others, I came home. I remember this exactly. It felt like I was sitting in a rocking chair with the pink rollers in my hair.
Mm.
I have this vision of going back and forth and looking at this ribbon and saying, how do you do that? How do you make me feel this good? I made $1 million. I didn't feel good. I don't know. What do you do? How do you do it? And I'm talking to the blue ribbon that I created. I did not know that telling somebody that they're loved or acknowledging them is what was missing because everybody was being punished all the time. When you grow up, your teachers give you that red mark on the top and tell you how many you did wrong. And so you don't realize that you're always thinking, oh, the principal wants to talk to you, and you're going there going, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble, when he wants to give you a plaque. It's like an internal conversation that I'm not enough, and I didn't know that everybody else felt that way.
Hmm. Well, I have three things that came up when you were talking.
Yes.
And, if you interrupt, you miss the juice that continues. And so I just want to say you are so full of wisdom, and if you listen, it causes epiphanies for the listener. And I want to share just a couple things. One is I found with my Keep Smiling movement, the closer I could get to the wonder of a child, the closer I was getting to what God wants, which is joy. And the second part is that you get to shift into gratitude, and they both are very close together. The feeling.
Oh my goodness. I'm grateful for that reflection. I hadn't thought about it as the child or the joy from that child. I never did till this moment. So thank you for that.
Do you know what caused that? Is my dissertation. It was a deep examination about why smiles happen and the frequency in which they happen. And they're very associated with gratitude, more than anything I could find. But a child who is wondrous is experiencing 400 smiles a day on the low side, right?
Yes.
And an adult who's on hyper stress is lucky to see 30 smiles. I mean, lucky. And so I started looking at how you can be childlike, and it's to appreciate everything and just see the wonder in it. And wonder is a very beautiful piece. The second thing I want to acknowledge you for is the word honor. I think honor is the coolest word when you say to somebody, and I use the same word, and I've used it over 10,000 times, Grandma Sparky. I've said, Grandma Sparky, I'd like to honor you by taking a picture of you holding a smile card because of who you
That's
are.
right.
And I'd use the same pathway, but it's to say you're doing what God wants you to do. You're doing what makes a difference in the world. You're doing
Mm,
something that lights me up.
yes. Yes. What's so sweet about what we are together is when you're reflecting, when we're coaches and mentors and authors and all that stuff, but all of we to have a reflection
Mhm.
of who we be in that moment, and just the languaging of that is so nurturing, honestly. You talk about gratitude or the happiness movement, let me say that too,
Mhm.
or the simple smile,
Right.
the simple smile. And my mama, I got a story. May I tell you a story now?
I'd like you to tell a story, and I'm going to write down the next thing I want to honor you with. So go ahead, you tell your story.
Which okay, this is my book story. I can wait till later, but it comes out right about now.
Okay, let's do it.
And then okay, so because when I was about smiling, when I was 4 years old, I had a dream that a little angel flew through the window and landed on my heart. And I'm holding my teddy bear. I'm sound asleep, and she says, "I've been traveling the world looking for children that would bring love to the world. Would you help?"
Hmm.
I went, I'll help in my dream. I was all excited. And she said, and then she takes out this magic wand and she circles gold magic dust around my head, tickling my nose, making me laugh inside. And she said, from this time forth, every time you smile, sick people will get well. Sad people will become happy. And angry people will not harm themselves or others evermore.
Hmm.
And she flew out the window. And that was it. And I ran to my parents the next morning and jumped on their bed and woke them up. And I said, I had a dream. And I told them my dream. And they said, well, you're our little angel. Every time you smile, you make us happy. That was the end of that.
Hmm.
Until I was all grown up, created the ribbon, stared at it one day. And I said, the angel was wearing a blue velvet pouch. He had gold magic dust. And it turned into the ribbon. And I didn't realize it until years later. And I looked at it, I said, oh my goodness, this is my child dream
Hmm.
about smiling.
Yeah.
And I think that because it's so natural, except we need the nurturing around us to bring that out, which is what you do, the brave hero, every time you come up to anybody, me or anybody else, because we're all in this nurturing environment of spectacular people in this world that have gone through a lot of pain and whatever, to come out of it and flourish and flower. And you approach me with all that light, and the word honor. I just want to reflect on that. This is really, I love that word.
Well, used with authenticity, you've captured not only their attention, but you've allowed them to actually be powerful in their life.
Yes, exactly. This is
Yeah,
exactly
it's a
right.
beautiful thing. I Yeah, I'll say one thing, but we just had a year where next year I do not want this to happen, which is that you and I join hands in our National Smile Day, which is May 30th.
Okay, Maybe.
I did my very first big event, big event, and it was throughout the United States. I think we had 100 people speak on the power of a smile. I would
Wow.
like this year coming up for you to open up the event with me. You and I
Oh,
start hosting it, and Barry Shore opened it with me last
oh
year. Yeah,
yes.
and this year coming up, he can certainly join us, and we triple host it. Okay, it's no big deal there. That's the
Right.
thing about a smile and the attitude we have. It's an abundant attitude. There's never you're losing something. You're always gaining something if you look at it the right way. And looking at it the right way means you do get actually that gain.
Yes, that's so sweet. I really received that, and I love Barry. By the way, I
He's the
met him
best.
because he ordered blue ribbons, and then he's so nurturing and he's so empowering, and just pointed me here and there and others. So yeah, thank you for that. I hold that very 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 endearing to me, and
Well, that's the invitation to be a co-host, whether it's with Barry, which it probably will be, and the second one is even bigger.
okay,
We did not accomplish this, but I think with the power of who you are and your Blue Ribbon Crusade, I
Yes,
think we could accomplish together, and it would actually shift the world. I'm not under exaggerating this. I'm being very clear with you.
yes.
The International Smile Day is October 2nd, and no, October
October
3rd, October 3rd, 2026,
next. Okay.
next year. We do it for 24 hours. Actually, we do it for 48 to make it completely around the world.
Right,
And
right,
our
right.
goal is 100 countries. We had about 10 countries this past year. So it's funny, but 10 gets us to 100. One gets us to 10. And people don't realize, not,
Oh,
no, people do realize, but some people don't realize. I don't like that expression. People don't realize. I don't like that expression.
yeah.
People realize sometimes they need to be more awakened. And yet there's no exception to me. I need to be more awakened as well, because to know everything is to actually know you know nothing.
Yes. And so, the internet, let me say something about this because things come at the right timing.
Mm-hmm.
And in I'm not, I could have reached millions and millions of people, and then there was too much demand on me. And so I would go into hermits, like
Yep.
go away. I don't know what to do. I don't even know who I am yet. But in this moment where you can be able to serve authentically and be able to connect with people all over the world, our blue ribbons are in 12 languages,
Right.
which is pretty cool. But here's another thing that you're saying, and this has just come about, is that, and it came around because yesterday was Veterans Day for everybody.
Yep.
All right. So I want to just tell this story about what you just said about we may not realize who we are or the influence we could have in this moment until we're giving, there's a platform, there's a way or something. Just about a week before Veterans Day, last week, I received two unrelated calls from two veterans, U.S. Army vets. One was wanting to honor his brother who was passing in hospice,
Mm.
and it was very endearing, and he did it, and his brother went from this. Talk about smiling, okay? I'll send you this picture. Talk about his brother was just lying there like no, he was gone, and he honored him with a blue ribbon.
Really?
He actually sat up and he gave this most comforting smile. It was just like he was just like that pleasure smile in that moment, and Robert, his brother, took a picture of this and put it on and affixed it in his brother's Chicken Soup for the Veteran's Soul book
Really?
cover. Okay, so he sent me that, and the other veteran, Bill, called me and said, I want to order 1,000 blue ribbons and give them to 500 kids in my church. And he told me, I said, well, how'd you know about the ribbon? He said, 35 years ago, my wife read your story in Chicken Soup, and he said, she insisted that that was the best way to acknowledge people. And it's 35 years later, and I thought about it. And I thought, wow, these two stories go together.
They
But
do.
then I did something, and this is who you be, and what you're talking about, an International Smile Day. And I think you said in May also, in October. Did I get that right?
Yeah, May is the national one, and the international one's in October.
Yes. So here's what happened. I started to sit back, and these two gentlemen, and it's coming up Veterans Day, and I wrote a big piece on this. And I said to Bill, Bill, I have an idea. How would your young people, your 500 young people, want to lead a national blue ribbon movement?
Mm.
So that everybody knows that who they are makes a difference, has a smile on their hearts, and go for it. I said, would you be behind that? And he said, oh yeah. And then I called Robert, who the other veteran, and I said, Robert, who had just interviewed me for his podcast, and I said, Robert, he's a businessman, he's wonderful, and he said, I asked him, I said, what do you think of this idea? Would you guys want to be behind this? What I didn't know is when I wrote the press release telling their story, now they know everybody who's a veteran.
Mm.
And they're talking about it because it says these two U.S. Army veterans sparked a national blue ribbon movement, for young people. So what you're talking about is how we all come together at a time where we could bring all of the people that we know and give them a bigger platform. Yes, because young people don't have a platform like this in that particular way. I may be way off, but there's a lot of stories and a lot of things that happen. But what ties us all together is a smile.
It is. And
Is
you're hitting me really big here, Grandma Sparky, because, there's somebody that made that day, October 4th, 2nd. And I don't know who that was. And I would love to know who that is to thank them. But without them having that holiday, 5 years ago, I didn't talk to Barry and say, Barry, let's do National Smile Day. And the first time we talked about it didn't happen. The second time we talked about it, it kind of happened. The third time, I think we had 4 or 5 people do it. It's that little bubbles, and they do have a ripple. And this year we had 100 on National Smile. We had
right.
130, and it was in 2 days. They signed up 130 people that want to talk about the power of smile in their country. And I want to show the world something. I have a couple favorite days of my smile movement. All right. And
Yes, of course.
I want to tell you that one was when I got goofy with Barry, and we just had a great time doing a smile. And then the other time was when I met you at an event, and I'm going to pull this up right now. And you're going to remember this day. Sharon Doyle helped create it.
Oh, let me tell you. Oh, I'm going
Here
to.
we go. You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here it is. This is.
I'm going to take a picture. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that was Sharon Doyle's day.
Yes.
Whoa, is that not the best picture ever?
It is. And here's the thing about it. It was 1 second, if you recall. I simply looked at you and I said, love. And then you were already lit up, but I just said love. And it's such an interesting thing, but I have said love every single time I push that camera button because I want that frequency to go out.
Wow.
And
That's
that is
just
gorgeous. And you put a ribbon on me that day, and I just love that day. That was
I'm taking a picture of you. Go smile. I'm going to send it to Sharon, okay?
Okay. And then there's a little more show and tell, okay?
Okay, show and tell, yes.
Okay, so number 2 is actually I'm not going to do it in any order. I'll just go whatever I see. So yesterday was Veterans Day, and we had all these wonderful veterans to celebrate. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it's fantastic.
And we had 80 veterans, and guess who we didn't have? We didn't have who you mentioned, and we will next year. Like, that's the point. It's not about who you don't have, it's about who you include.
Oh, yes.
So next year, I want to have 111 veterans speak, but specifically, I want to have a minimum of half of them be women veterans.
Okay, and now let me just speak to that. Ooh,
Yep.
because
Isn't
you
that
give me the
beautiful?
good.
Yep.
Yes,
Isn't that beautiful?
this is spectacular. Let me say something about this. Let me see. I'm just going to pour it out. All right.
Pour away, baby.
Okay. I was the keynote speaker for the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War for the U.S. Army, and also Women's Equality Day for the U.S. Army. You bring to mind. Now, this was about 5 years ago, I think. And but what you bring to, so when we put things together, like somebody has to start something, like you say, October 2nd. I wonder who did that, right?
Right.
When you start something, you may not know that everybody is waiting for somebody to start that.
Right. Isn't that something?
Yeah, we don't know that. Like, I didn't know that I was going to bring veterans together with young people.
Right.
And together, because of these two Army, veterans, that I would tell you that story because it just happened, and we just finished that press release yesterday. Yes. And it's like when things are coming through us, and then you capture those moments. That is so priceless, because when you have your book and the smile, and everybody that's in it is being that, and then they have the backstory, because you don't get anywhere without taking the shovel and digging.
Right.
you got to go deep. If you're going to go big, I always say, if you're going to build a high-rise building, it takes a long time to build the foundation first, of which nobody will ever see.
That's right.
And
Well,
then, then you can add the carpets and drapes later, right?
Well, I want to give a gratitude moment here, and then I want to do an ad. And I'm kind of have so many things to say, and I want you, of course,
Yes.
to hear it, receive it, and I want the audience to understand the reason I
Yeah.
chose you as one of my 100 speakers that move the world around is because in my Rolodex, you are a super powerful, positive leader
Oh.
that shows the potential that anybody can enjoy life at the highest level. But I think this is going to be about a 3 or 4 hour show because we have so much to say.
Oh my
So
God.
let me do
Yeah.
so. First of all, let me give a shout out to a gentleman. Who is the cruise that we did that I met you first? It was I'm trying to remember that gentleman's name. But while we're thinking of that,
Yeah.
here's a show and tell. All right,
Okay.
so show and tell. Dr. Michelle Mraz. She was honored with this book called Women Empowerment.
Ah.
Birthdays happen, and
Mhm.
look at who is first. Sharon Doyle on
Oh
January
my
4th.
God. Let me do this. I'm gonna take a picture. She'll
All
love
right.
this.
And then it gets I won't say better, it gets continuously amazing. How about that? You
Right.
ready for this?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, here we go. Look at all these women that Michelle has brought me into all these events and
Oh
other
my
women.
goodness.
Karen Doyle's brought me in these events. And I'm just going to go for a little while. And the reason why some of these women you recognize, and some of these women have recognized you.
Huh.
And we're in February. Okay, this is February. And
Right.
every one of these women would be a woman that you'd say, it would be an honor to have her at my dinner table and to honor her, like you just said. Are you ready for
Wow,
this? Look at
yes.
this. Look at this big day coming up,
Oh my God.
March 31st. And there's your
Oh,
sister,
look
March
at
30th.
you.
And then look at the
Oh, let
2
me
days
see.
before, March 29th is Elle McPherson.
Oh my God. Isn't this spectacular?
Isn't this a beautiful book?
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I wanted to show you that. That's why I'm saying is I want to do this interview, but I have so much to show you that you have inspired. And I
Wow.
just and then the International Smile Day. I just want to show you that, and then we're going to take a little break and go back to some questions I
Okay.
have for you. Okay,
All right. Yep.
this is the International Smile Day, and
Okay.
we would like to have every single language represented
Yes.
in the world. And here's what's interesting: every single one of these languages, if I give it to someone in that language and that's the language they know, they light up just as if I gave them the biggest gift.
Oh, wow.
There's Barry.
There's Barry. Yes, he is an amazing guy.
So I will just say that we have all these lovely languages, and every one of them light up the world. And you just need to know the languages. You know, there's 3 expressions I found. It
Hmm.
took me 15 years to learn this. The universal language is music. That was 30 years of examining how powerful that particular language is. And I was a DJ. So the next 7 years was the examination and power of the universal expression, which is a smile. If you smile in any country, they know who you are.
Right.
And then I recently, because of a princess, Aguilana, through the United Nations, she honored me in Qatar for the ambassador of peace. And when I went up there, I cried because I said, the third one is the universal power is love.
Mm. So music
Mm-hmm.
and the so say
Smile.
it. Okay.
Music is the language, smile
Right.
is the expression.
Smart. Oh yeah. Music, language, love. Music, language, love. Music, language, love. I love that.
Well, music, it's actually music, smile, love.
Music. Oh, I'm sorry. Music, smile, love. Everybody. I just made a correction. Music, smile. Music, smile, love. Yeah, because we're so. That was the language of everybody is a smile.
Do
You
you want
know.
to hear another connection to it, though?
Absolutely.
The better the music is, the more you smile, and the better and love is fueled with a smile.
Mm. I love that. I love that. Um,
And vice versa. A smile is fueled with love. It's both sides.
yes. I when I did a TEDx talk once that I had a picture of a rocket ship leaving the Earth, and I said it with all that fuel in the booster rockets, it goes 8.5 miles to take it out of outer space.
Mm.
I said, your fuel that's inside of you every day propels people way out past 8.5 miles.
Yes, indeed. Well, my final show and tell that I want to just use because it's so related to everything we've
Yes,
spoken about
yes. Mm,
is something I did this year. I started 5 months ago. I said I'm going to do, 365 shows, and
right.
I'm gonna do them in a very short period of time. And so I made a directory, and the reason I show this to you is you're going to be in this directory first and foremost.
Uh,
Secondly, I want to show off that
okay,
there was
go back and show me that. I take a picture. Can
okay.
you?
There's the
Okay, got it, got it.
and then we have this lovely team here,
Okay.
and then what we have here is a directory that you can actually look up right here. You can look up. Let's say we want to look up. Let's say we want to look up bridge just to see what comes up. So
Okay.
if we do, okay, we'll do Bridget. Nope. Okay. Well, Bree, there's Bree. See brief. So you can look up anything.
Oh, wow.
So if I look up, for instance, Kenny, which he's done several, there's his name, and you can just go to every page that his name is on, and you can just literally click here and go here, and you're on the video with him speaking. And
Ah,
taking a second cool? For people to see them. And so, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to have the second part of this, which is that when
does
you
everybody
click,
listening know what you're talking about?
well, let me just show it again. I'm going to show it again. So here it is. If you go here
Okay, gotcha.
and you click one of these videos like that, and
Click a video. Okay.
you click it, and there it comes up, and just like
Oh,
that, he's speaking.
oh, that's marvelous.
So everything is generated from, and then look at this. This is your website,
Oh, that is right.
and I want to show people that they can go here to blueribbon.org. But in this, I want to show you
Blue
one
ribbons, by the way. Just
Blue
put an
ribbons.
S on the end of ribbon.
That's because it's not just one;
Yeah, that's right.
it's
Because
millions and
it will
billions.
take you to somebody else also. But now it's millions. Oh, look at this author.
So
This
I
is
want you
beautiful.
in the next authathon. I want you
Okay.
in the. I want you to do a children's book. Have you done a children's book?
Yes, I have it right here.
Then we shall do. Then we're going to make sure that's shown off in this, and then
Okay.
I want you to shave your head so you can be part of the baldathon.
Ah,
Okay.
yes, of course.
And then I want you to see this is International Smile Day.
Uh-huh.
International Smile Day.
Mm.
This is all the different artwork we came up, and then these are the different shows. And then there's the Veterans Day. And I share this with you just to simply say that events bring people together.
Yes. And it's so what you're saying, sometimes I can be a hermit and you would not think so, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I can be up in the main stage and so forth, but when I'm introspective, I'll be alone for a long time.
Mm.
And maybe I'll have a coffee with a friend, somebody, but I mostly can be behind the scenes very quiet. And what I have thought about just recently is that was missing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't hunting for anything new. I was just stopped.
Mm.
I just got stopped. And and then what comes through is the veterans, and it comes through with the national Blue Ribbon youth-led movement, right? And all of a sudden, it's like that bigger conversation calls forth the community,
Mm-hmm.
which calls us all forward. But we don't know our timing. I can't speak for anybody else, but a lot of us if we're hanging around a lot of people, it's instantaneous, it's spontaneous. Somebody says something, you go, I got to contact. If you're right there. If you're not, you're like I know everybody except that there's something cooking in me and I don't know what it is. It's like I'm going from a single cell amoeba to multiple cells, and I'm going from what is it, a fish to a frog to an alligator or whatever. There's something in me that's not the same.
Right.
It's the butterfly effect. Yes.
It is. It is. And it is how much you understand as the butterfly effect, that you show up in the frequency of making it a bigger
Yes,
butterfly effect.
that's
Because you,
right.
you can go to an event and watch, or you can go to an event and, as you said, be love, be powerful, be
Yes,
connected, and be honoring that humanity is so great. So you have this children's book. I'd like
yes.
to, I'd like to see it.
I show it up now, right?
Yeah, of
Can
course.
you see it? I can tell.
I'm looking right now.
Let me see if it's, can you, I can't, I
I
can
can
only
see
see
it,
you.
and yeah, and guess what? I can do better than that. You ready for this?
Yeah, yeah.
I can actually show it off myself.
Oh, those are the two books. Yeah.
Yeah, see how we do that thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's almost like you fed it to me, and then I'm feeding it back.
How
So
cool. Should I put it
that's
back down?
yeah. You can put it back down, and then we'll show the
Yeah.
other book.
All right, cool. That's the technology genius you are.
Well, I wouldn't call it that, but I will say that is the love I have for what technology can do to help make a better
Uh-huh.
point. How about that? But
That's
yeah,
terrific.
and I guess I'm gonna have to beg you after the event that I get to publish your book next year, because I love this book. I love it just seeing it. And
This
by
is,
the way,
yes.
at the event that we do, which is the authorthon,
Mm-hmm.
we figured something out, that if 100 authors share their book and all of them lower the price on the Kindle to 99 cents,
Right.
and all of us decide to do one purchase a day with one review a day, in 100 days, they'll have 100 reviews. And your book, young lady, has a whopping 6 reviews. So how would you like if someone crazy like me
Right.
was able to represent your book, because it deserves to be represented at a global, much global level, and
You know,
six just doesn't cut it.
here's the thing that happened for me is everybody has been pushing me to write this book for years. So I wasn't like up ahead of it, like, oh, see how we're going to market this or what was going to be next and so forth. So I did the book and it goes on Amazon, right?
Right?
And it's on our homepage, on our online store. However, I just recorded the whole book
Did you?
for Kid Scoop magazine. I think the article comes out to 7.5 million people
That's amazing.
this month. But what happened is I wrote it and I said, wait a second, I think I could write a program around this to train high school and middle school kids to teach elementary and adopt an elementary classroom, and I could write a whole year program for them. But I didn't know that I was thinking about that or promoting the book or selling the book. So I accept your gratitude, for the push the button and get more like, because that's a very important thing if you're going to be out speaking and training.
Yep.
Certainly, for me to be the hermit, behind the scenes of stuff lately, and I don't think about all that.
Well, that's because you're a creator. And I would say the distinction between us, I mean, you are maybe a little bit more of a hermit, but I understand that because there's a little bit of that in me as well.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of that in the Herman Hermits. Herman's Hermits got a lot of them. So,
that is the best.
so I wanted to share with you something that I did neglect earlier. If you look at a reason to do something and then you do something big out of that, it is so
Yeah,
amazing what it blossoms. So if I hadn't gone to CO Space not once, but 13 times, I wouldn't have met Barry. If I
that's
didn't
right.
go on that cruise, it was the Winner's Circle, if you recall. That
Yeah,
was the
that's
name of it.
right.
And that's where I met you for the first time. And if I
Wow.
hadn't, we wouldn't have had a frequency point of reference that we got so excited the next time we saw each other. Well, on
Oh,
Veterans Day, it's the first time I ever did it. I've never done a Veterans Day celebration.
right.
We were hosting it. And I did it for Jody Martin, who's one of my authors. And she has a book called Soldier Mom. And
Yes.
I decided to wake up the world on Veterans Day, that this woman would be able to show off Soldier Mom
Hold
Veterans Day.
on. Let me just take a picture. Hold on. Don't do anything yet.
And I'll
Okay.
connect you to her as well.
Okay. Yes, of course. Thank you. I got it.
All right. So my point in sharing that last one is that Sparky is such an amazing word, spark, to catalyze, to cause something to actually ignite.
Hmm.
And as a scientist, I can tell you it's an energy force that is, like you said, the rocket, to get that thrust and get that off, enormous amount of energy. But when it has momentum, wow.
It's it's wow. You said something to me. I know what it is. I, I hadn't had a reflection about my name. People go, "How'd you get your name?" That's what they'll say. And I said, in 1984, I told everybody to call me Sparky so I'd lighten up. So you could go Sparky because I thought I thought God wanted me to, heal the planet overnight.
Yeah,
You
really?
know, yeah, yeah. As everything was coming through me to create this blue ribbon ceremony to be able, it just was, it was like I was just standing there and I was being pushed from the back, or taps on my shoulder or voices in my head blowing me up, and I would hear everything. And I was on about a 3-year carpet ride of no premeditative thought. I
Really?
was I was taken and I wound up in Israel, and I wound up living with in a kibbutz with the survivors of the Holocaust with concentration marks on their arms. I had seen. I was right before big battles that were going there, sitting next to people with submachine guns, and I loved the people and I loved where I was. Well, when I came back home to my beautiful environment where I'm close to the ocean here, Pacific Ocean, people would say to me, they would be complaining the fog over the ocean. They couldn't see the ocean that day. And I would start shaking them. I would grab their shoulders and say, "Do you know who you are? Do you know who you could do?" And about a month later, I was complaining about the fog over the ocean too. You can get sucked in really fast, but the truth of it is that wow, it's all of these relationships that we don't know that we got put together with. And you mentioned that I was in Bangladesh. Where were you? You were
Well, you did another couple, and I do remember his full name now. It's Wajid Salam Roger. So
yes, of course.
Roger Salam.
That's
And the reason even though it was a little embarrassing that his name wasn't coming to the forefront, I was going to continue until the show was not over for me until I remembered his name
right,
because he's the first
right.
one who introduced me to you.
Yes.
And it was a
What a
cruise. It was a cruise, and I recall going to a place like Haiti and having the kids in Haiti getting pencils and education aspects.
yes. That and when you did that, and then we were on the cruise together. I think we were in the cruise together.
We
Us.
were, yes.
And yeah, and I got to Bangladesh to honor Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus because of
Mm,
that. Just because I had honored, I think it's time for me to show the ribbon, perhaps. Let's
I
do
think,
that.
oh, it's been time.
It's been time. Okay, I don't know. How
And
did
by the
we,
way, let me say it a different way. It's always time.
it's always time. And Facebook Live, they hear us, but do they see us? I don't know if they see us. They
They
don't
do,
see.
they do. So raise it up a little higher.
Oh, okay. It's by my eyes. Okay. Hello, everybody in the live thing. Okay. So I have a blue ribbon for you, and it says, "Who I am makes a difference." And I would love to honor you and tell you how much you matter and, to all of us. And that is because you're curious. That is because you're taking it in like you're sipping tea with the Queen. I don't know if I want to say that anymore, but the Queen of England. You're just sipping the tea, okay?
Yes.
And you're drinking the juice, and you're really receiving the gratitude. Would you accept this blue ribbon from me? Yes, you will. Okay, cool. Do I have permission to place it on you? Yeah? Okay. I'm placing it above your heart. It points up toward all your greatest dreams coming true. And tradition is, and this is brand new, there are cheerleaders in this ribbon, okay? A community of cheerleaders in the ribbon. In order to get him jumping for your dreams, can you do this with me? Snap your finger and say, "And a one." Do that with me. Go, "And a one." You got to say it out loud.
And a
One,
one,
and a two,
two,
and a
and a
three.
three.
Bing,
Bing.
Bing, bing, ha. And every time you hear a bing, you know a child just got their dream.
That's so cool.
And it's tradition for me to pay it forward, giving you 2 extra ribbons so you could honor others.
That's fantastic. I do want to do a quick acknowledgement of the gentleman you gave a award to,
Yes.
Muhammad Yunus.
Ah, what a magnificent man.
And that's the magic of things like this, is that you can see all the good he's done. For me, Gandhi's quote comes to mind,
Right.
is that my life is my message.
Yes. And when you think about Muhammad Yunus, who created the social movement and social finance, instead of people in our country or others, perhaps people invest and they get money back when the company grows or they fail, if the company falls apart. And what Muhammad Yunus did is he gave out $100 grants to people in his country in Bangladesh, and he said, "I'm going to teach you how to run a business." And then he taught them, and so whatever money that they made, they got to keep. There's a big long story. He's worthy of anybody listening to his backstory, because he was just a peasant and so forth, and he created 800 companies.
Well, young lady, I have a request,
Yes.
one that will bring a smile to your face,
All right.
and one that will bring a smile to many. And one of the people it'll bring a smile to
Yes.
is my son.
Oh my goodness.
He is here, and I asked
Oh.
him to come in. He's going to
Oh.
share a stool, and I'd like you to do the story of the. You could bring the chair closer. This is Kenny. He's written 14 books. His
Oh my
15th book
gosh, Kenny, you're magnificent.
is. So I want you to tell the story. He doesn't have a grandma. He has one
Okay.
grandpa left, and you
Okay.
are his adopted grandma in the moment. Is that fair?
Oh, absolutely. I'm honored look at that gorgeous man.
So
So,
would you tell the story that we ended up going in the chicken soup for the soul? Thank
yes,
you.
and Kenny, a teacher in New York, I'm in California, and a teacher in New York, high school teacher, senior high school teacher, wanted my blue ribbons so she could honor every one of her high school students.
Can you show the blue ribbon real quick?
Yes, 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 of course. And so tell me if I'm putting it up right. And
Yeah, you're good. It says
can you see
who I
it?
am makes a difference.
Can you see that ribbon?
Okay.
All
Yes.
right, may I put it back?
Yep. We're good.
Okay. So what happened is she wanted to do a community building project for her high school seniors. She said, so she went and honored each one of them individually, told them how great they were from her heart, and placed the ribbon above their hearts. And she gave them each 3 extra ribbons and said, go out into the community, honored somebody, and give them the 2 extra ribbons and have them honor another. And that second person would honor the third person, and come back next week and tell the story in class. This is what happened. That afternoon, one of the high school seniors went to a junior executive in Wall Street, New York, and he honored him for helping him with his career planning. And he honored him, he gave him the ribbon, cheered him on for his dreams, placed the ribbon above his heart, and he gave him 2 extra ribbons. He said, we're doing a class project. Would you please honor somebody and give them an extra ribbon? And next week because I have to report on this in class. And so the junior executive went to his grouchy boss that afternoon, and they're all suited up, and he said, sir, I have a blue ribbon for you. It says who I am makes a difference, and I want to honor you for being a creative genius. You built this company, you gave me a job. Would you accept this blue ribbon from me? And he was, well, yeah, I guess so. And he says, may I place it on you? And he goes, shrugs his shoulders. Yep, okay. So he placed the ribbon above his heart on his suit jacket. And he said this, and he gave him, and he cheered him on for his dreams. And he said, now, here's the last ribbon. Would you go and honor somebody? Because I have to report this in class. And tell the young person in the school what you did. And so that night, the grouchy boss is driving home in New York traffic. Who am I going to honor? What am I going to do? And when he gets home, he sits this 14-year-old boy down, and he says, every night I come home and I yell at you for not cleaning up your room or getting better grades in school. But tonight, son, I just want to tell you that who you are makes a difference, and give you this ribbon because I love you. And the boy bursted out crying, is sobbing. He goes over to a drawer, opens a drawer, pulls out a gun, looks at his dad and says, I was planning on committing suicide tomorrow, Dad, because I didn't think you loved me. And now I don't have to.
You heard the story before.
I've read it to him before.
And that what's so important is because the boss told the junior executive, and the junior executive told the student who reported it in class, whose teacher called me in 1988, long before the Chicken Soup books were out there, and he told me that story, and I couldn't stop crying. And I had just left my husband, and I really didn't know who I was. And I was a ribbon pinning lady, leading $1 million career. I just want to just say that it changed the culture of that boss and his company. But more importantly, that story is everywhere. And I couldn't have predicted that a 3-page story would make an influence in schools and corporations and organizations around the world. That is 650 words in a 3-page story would impact my life and bring me to places all over the world. But every day when I tell that story, it's still as though I got it for the first time.
So her name is Grandma Sparky. And I want to say the reason he heard that story is as the only one I've read to him out of Chicken Soup for the Soul.
No, really?
I have the whole series behind me. I have probably not the whole series. I have about 20 of the book.
Right.
It's also the one that Jack Canfield said was one of the best he'd read. And it also changed how that man was a father.
Exactly.
And the ripple continues. I mean, it's unsurmountable how big a number that is. You telling the story every day and I choosing to tell that to Kenny. I mean, it's just that's amazing. And
now it's you were on Facebook Live now, okay?
Yeah.
We're here together. May I take a picture of both of you?
Of course. Can't you?
Okay. Yes, may I take a picture? I love it. You're so gorgeous. That's so cool.
He's going to tell a joke because I want you to laugh because you have one of the most beautiful laughs in the world, as you know.
Yes, of course.
Will you tell? You can tell any joke, but tell specifically the buffalo. Okay. And say it loud and talk to Grandma Sparky.
What did the buffalo say to his son when he was leaving for school?
Oh wait, say it again. Start again.
Louder.
Okay. What did the buffalo say to his son when he was leaving for school?
I give up. What did the buffalo say to his son before he was leaving for school?
Bison.
That is a good one. That's really a good one. Bison. I like it a lot.
And then he has one more he's going to do.
Okay, one more. Go for it. I like it. That's very funny.
Okay.
Say it loud though. Say Grandma Sparky. I got another one for you.
So there was this one boy, and he was in class, and his teacher was doing a thing where whoever stood up, the students should stand up if they thought they were stupid, and then the boy, he stands up, and then the teacher asked the boy, do you feel stupid? And then he said, no, I just didn't want you to stand up all by yourself.
That's great. Oh my God, what a comedian you are. Oh my goodness, I love it so much.
Well, thanks for being part of the show. There was 3 reasons.
And I love your hair and your smile and what you're wearing and your eyes and their wonderful relationship together. And I took a bazillion pictures, hopefully. And you know what? You know what I got to have? Okay.
What do you got to have?
Okay. I need a bigger smile from you because I want to smile when I
hold this together.
Yes. And go ahead and give me that giant smile of that buffalo or whatever. Oh, that's a good one. I like it. Okay,
so there's one last thing before he leaves.
Okay.
No one has heard this in the world except that they heard, I think, on the beginning that we went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Tell her how those meatballs were.
Really big, and they were like not like other meatballs I usually have. Like they just melted.
Yeah, so you got to make some meatballs?
to, yeah.
So, Grandma Sparky, we're going to master the art of making a meatball, and we're going to have you out here. And then they're going to be so good that you're going to do something you've never done before. You're going to put a ribbon on a meatball and saying who you are makes a
Makes a
difference.
difference. I love it. I love it. And how big is that meatball, by the way?
So,
Can you
how
tell
big
me
is
how
it?
big that
Show the hand,
meatball
show
is?
the hand. Yeah, it's about as big
Is
as
that
his
how
face.
big it is?
So
I
we're
love
gonna
it.
make some meatballs and we're gonna master it so we can come and visit. When his grandma visits, his adopted grandma. I'm so excited that he's gonna make dinner for you.
I would adore that. Honestly, it's like the biggest privilege in my whole life to be to be a grandma and to be able to touch and you know you're such an author and a big deal and you know what I have an idea, okay, because we're just starting this National Blue Ribbon Youth led movement that you could speak,
Oh,
okay,
you
and we
love
could
it.
have an interview with you, Kenny, huh? You could talk
And
about
I have some
meatballs.
blue ribbons, but I would love to buy 100 of them because he has a school and he can get that going. Maybe even 500. What do you think?
Where are you?
We're in DC area, Maryland.
Oh, and
Maryland.
you're in Maryland. Yes. Yes, please do that. And you can get them
Oh,
online. Yes,
yeah.
go.
Go. No, you go ahead. I have something to show you.
Okay, so you can get them on our website at Blue Ribbons, BLUERIBBONS.org, and online store for as many as you want. And when you want to do that in your school, I would first of all I would love to interview you, and that way because you know we're raising money right now to so we could bring the program to 100 student leaders, kids across America, and we're starting here in the San Diego area.
Well, I'm going
But
to be in
they're
San
also,
Diego. I'm in San Diego this coming week, and also in the first and second. So,
oh,
if
are
I
you
could
in
see
San
you,
Diego?
I can bring a bucket back of ribbons.
Yes, yes, yes. I have some here that I have in my stock, and my corporation, which everybody that orders the ribbons online, they ship it from there. So I don't do that anymore like I used to.
Well, I have a treat for you.
Yes, please.
I do a city tour of 25 to 50 cities a year through
Uh-huh.
Southwest. If you find the winner in a city and I tell you what day I'll be in that city, we will take a photo and we will honor that person and make a big press release each time. And did you know
Hmm.
that the news just reported that
Is
the
it?
happiest states in America, the first one is Hawaii,
Yeah.
second one is Maryland.
No way. Hold on a minute. Let me make a picture of that. I think I get it. Let me see. Okay. Now, see, look at
Isn't that
that.
crazy? Look at it.
Look
Hawaii,
at that.
Maryland, New Jersey, Utah, Delaware, and I don't know
You
how
know
they
what?
rate them.
You know what we're gonna do in Minnesota? But you just gave me an idea. Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna make this connection because so I call him Science Brad. Science Brad. I met he was a sixth grade science teacher using our blue ribbons for years. Long
Yep.
story, became a part of a training program, and he became this elementary science teacher of the year for the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And out of 89,000 teachers, he is in the top 11. And he's now in middle and elementary and middle, I think. And his school has been named the Who I Am Makes a Difference School because he created that. I think he's the coolest guy, and I would love to, see how we can connect that.
This
And
is
other,
such an amazing program. This is a conversation with tremendous action.
yes, it's so exciting because when you say connecting people and doing it that way, which I didn't think about, I didn't think about that, and it gave me the the goop bumps,
The
the goop,
googly bumps.
the
Well,
goop,
Kenny's going to go back to his homework because I pulled him away, and I want to say something about
yeah,
my lovely son here. The
yes,
light was so beautiful when I started the show with you, it was golden, but then it started dissipating because on the East Coast is getting late, and I
yeah.
started seeing the light go down. I put the mic off and I said, "Kenny, I need a light." He ran to go get me a light, and he put it up, and I said, "This is God's time to say He's supposed to be on here with you." Isn't that funny?
Oh, I love it. I
Isn't that
love
neat?
it. What grade are you in, Kenny?
7.
Seventh grade. Oh my gosh, it's a big grade. And
It's a big grade.
there are teachers standing up with you.
When the Maryland math test happened, he finished #1 in his entire school.
Really?
Yeah.
Math?
Mhm.
Oh, you can teach me everything. I'm telling you. No, really, I can round off for the nearest zeros when I made millions of dollars, but I couldn't add and subtract. It wasn't my strong suit.
Well, you got something that is a strong suit for you.
Yes.
I told Kenny that he was going to be lucky to see someone with absolutely gigantic, gorgeous glasses. And he goes, "There's no one that has gigantic, gorgeous glasses." And did I tell the truth? Are those not gigantic, gorgeous glasses? He only lives to meet people that have gigantic, gorgeous glasses.
Oh,
So
you know what? You want to know the secret behind these glasses?
tell me.
Okay, so 45 years ago, I found these frames in a bin, a giveaway bin, and it wasn't very fashionable. And I pulled them out and I got my prescription in them. 45 years ago, I used to keep it in the drawer in my house because it wasn't very fashionable to go out and do it. When I started to do TikTok, I call it tiki-taki because I didn't know how to call what that was. And when I get on the tiki-taki, I say, "Hi, tiki-takis." And one of my great friends, Jason Stewart, he called me up and he said, "Grandma, when you wear your glasses, it blows up." And I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah, wear your glasses all the time." And I didn't know that. So thank you for noticing that because I love my glasses, but mostly because it helps me see. You know what I'm saying here?
Well, who you are makes a difference to me, and you can see it makes a difference to her. So you're going to be a future torch carrier for,
Torch carrier,
for
yes.
both movements.
Well, you're a great heart and an influencer for me, so thank you.
All right, buddy.
Mm.
Oh,
Thank
and
you for bringing the light, seventh
um,
grader.
would I be able to record you for your Christmas recital practicing tonight and send it to her? She would love to hear the piano. Is that good? All right, thank you.
Whoa, fantastic.
He
Look
was
at the
chosen.
picture over there. Wait, there's one with the lightning bolt going in with
Yes,
the
yes,
bow.
yes. Yep.
And I see it. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I get that one. I think I did, but I want to make sure I get it. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
that's the boat
Yeah.
in the sea with the tumultuous, uh, I guess, storm
The
and
storm
weathering the storm.
yes, that's gorgeous. I love everything that you be.
I love
And
everything that you be as well. But I will add that I love everything you do because everything you do creates impact.
hmm,
And who you're being, it might be the instrument that is allowed to play, but the impact is the sound, the song.
the impact is the sound of the song. And I, I think we might be a short amount of time. I'm not sure, but right now I just want to say that from one person honoring people and hundreds of thousands of times and knowing people intimately like you and I do, through smiles, through conversations that start because we've interacted, and then we find out the deeper stories and how great people are and all that, and be able to share it. And then I wrote the 5-star foundation for advancing human potential
Mm.
called Standing Strong Together, a community building leadership training, teaching humanity how to love in 60 seconds or less. And we talk about big dreams and taking small steps. A lot of us take big dreams, and I was taught that I was eating an elephant in one bite years ago, so I started eating smaller elephants. I think that people like us who have something to give and serve, like Kenny can play the piano, and reach a lot of people, like you talked about music and a smile and love. Yes.
Well, I wanted to address that time thing that you said. I was I was in a program, I won't mention their name, but there was a time constraint, and I went on my own to create this Dr. Smiley Show because I didn't want the constraint of the day, the time, or the duration. And so we have as much time as we want. I want to surprise you with something that it was in my heart, but I wasn't going to say it until it really hit hard.
Ah,
Is if you would like, I would like
mm.
to propose to you that we could do a weekly or a monthly show
Oh,
called
wow.
Grandma Sparky and Dr. Smiley. And I think it's just like,
That would be the biggest kick in the world.
yes,
That's
because I don't
that's
think this show is finished. And I think it will never be finished because we have so many things to say and so many stories and anecdotes that could touch the world. And I think with my focus on amplifying goodness and your focus on the amount of people you've already touched is just it's a perfect partnership.
I adore that moment of that's just so much fun.
It is.
It's so juicy. I could bite into the sucker.
And I would be open with it even being a shorter name. It could be Sparky and Smiley.
Sparky and Smiley. That's good. I like that.
I do
Yeah.
too.
They
I
always say do these little things. When I pull my car into the carport, I talk to the Tiki Takis, and
Yeah.
hi Tiki Takis, this Grandma Sparky, and it's carport wisdom. I just pulled in because I get all the wisdom to download before I get back into my home. And I
Yep.
just think that Sparky and Smiley, or Smiley and Sparky, or however that all
Oh, I
works.
like Sparky and Smiley.
Sparky, Spark. I have
And
to
also it's the right order of energy. You spark it and then you smile.
spark it and you smile. I love that opportunity, and I want to just say something about, I'm 83, all right. So I'm writing a press release, and I just want to give this up to everybody else. My assistant is out because there's a typhoon in her
Yeah.
country,
So, yeah,
right?
Philippines.
And so she's in the Philippines.
And same with mine, by the way. So I share this feeling right
So
now.
you share this. So she couldn't be around me for a week, and I'm doing this press release. And every time I do it, I'm asking AI, where do I put the words, and what font is it, and how many spaces between the lines, and every time I start, I have another question, right?
Right.
And it's taking me like 25 hours. and I want to just give it up to anybody that does, writes press releases and knows all that stuff. But every time I did it, there'd be another question. And I think that when we start dialoguing and having fun like this, it's like a flower that's opening up, and it just keeps opening, and it makes me think about every. I used to tell people when they say, "I got to do it now," and I go, "Look, a redwood tree grows one ring at a time. And it grows at 2,500, years, and it's stayed there between the earthquakes and the everything else. And so give yourself a break." And then I go away going, and I'm pinning a blue ribbon, right? Or you're taking a snapshot of somebody and with a smile. And out of all of being who we be, we're growing that tree that stands forever.
Mm.
It's a legacy that we don't even have to say that we're leaving a legacy. Like what you just did with me and Kenny, and say, here, can you be my grandma? And I go, that is like the coolest thing, because my grandchildren are off to college right now, and they're doing their thing. And
But you see the interweaving of everything. I took him to lunch and we talked about, we don't talk about grandma that much, but the way she made a meatball, it just couldn't be topped. And
that's it.
And then here you are, and you're the perfect person that I would want in his family.
Oh, and I'm just thinking about that meatball.
Well, you
And
caused another epiphany, by the way,
yeah,
because you said the way you're being, and that some people feel like they got to do it now. And I want to share a revelation I just had.
yes.
The being of I got to do it right now is the burden and the pressure. And if you shift the word into I get to do it now,
Yes.
it's the freedom. It's the freedom of being. And I choose the freedom of being now all the time. And I'll tell you why. I don't know if there's a tomorrow, but I get to do it now if I want.
Really an awesome distinction. I learned this, and I wish that I had her book in front of my face, because the words we choose, and I talk about it all the time, and it's like,
Yeah, but we can find it later. And by the way, with us doing no more shows, you're going to have
we're going
and
to acknowledge her.
Yeah, but the one thing I ask, Grandma Sparky, and it's very important, when you have the book in your face, you're going to have to take it down every once in a while so I can see your face too, okay? That's the only thing I ask.
Oh. Okay, so wait a minute. Let me practice. Okay, it's go like that.
That's good. I like it.
I did it good. Okay, everybody, did you get that? Okay, I'm coachable. I think I learned that in Toastmasters or something, and I just like put it right up here. And I went, do you see it? Do you see it? Oh my God, aren't we fun? To be able to enhance the mental health of folks, right now is to really fuel people with with love, with our
Mhm.
smiles, with the language, the words that we use to say, I get to do this instead of I have to do this. Very subtle distinctions that you bring to mind again, because when I learned that, which was only last year, by the way, it's you know, and to be able to ignite hope and connection and recognition, so that people heal and unite communities across America. Kids can do that
We're
because
doing
they have the energy and they have the smiles and they want to matter and make a difference. And here's the platform that we can help, we can cause that to happen.
that'll be beautiful. We're doing an event in January called the Acronemathon, and you
Oh,
get to pick one word, and you pick that
okay,
word and you share the acronym. You get 4 minutes to do it. So you share who you are, the word, and what that means, and why that meaning is so powerful.
really?
I'd like to suggest a word that you may capture as,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
because everyone only gets there, no one can get a word that someone else
Somewhere,
already has,
okay, yes,
and we're only having 100 people, and
okay,
it's going to become a book called the Acronemathon. So
okay,
the word I would like to suggest, you pick
yeah.
the word you want, but I think the word for you is honor.
Ah, that's that would honor me
Yeah.
and the world. I love that so much. And when you ask that question, it's what it means to me, is what you're saying. That's what we would be
Yeah,
talking.
and you would say what the H is, the O is. Um, you want to know
Oh,
what I came up with just in literally
yeah,
these
yeah,
seconds,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you take what I've done and you either say yes or no, or you improve. But here we go. You ready?
Wait, now I'm not ready yet because to what everybody don't let him say it till I
I
record it.
won't.
Okay, now do it.
Okay, let me see if I got it. It is humanity, and it is the N was nobility, and the R I believe was responsibility. The O's were, I think, was optimistic and maybe openness. So just work with those. Um, work with those words to make an acronym out of honor.
Whoa, too cool.
Humanity, hope. Yeah, I think you got something there.
I got something there. I recorded it. You see that? I said
Oh,
it.
that's
I
pretty
told
sweet.
everybody listening, you can always tell somebody to pause just a second because they have this thing on this phone nowadays. Well, everybody knows that, but it has a little speaker thing. I didn't get that till about a year ago. I'm a little slow on the uptake in that way, but but when I hear something, I went, hold on. I don't want to miss a beat of that because I hadn't thought about it. And the word say that in acronym word again.
Oh,
And that's it.
acronemathon.
Okay, break it down for me. Break it down for me. Say
Well,
it slow so I can repeat it, okay?
okay, acronym.
Acronym.
Ah,
Did I say that part right?
you did. Acronym.
Acronym.
Ah,
Uh,
thon.
done.
Acronemathon.
Acronemathon. I have to have that. If I hear words and I can't say them until that acronemathon. Did I do it?
You
I
did
just
it.
did it. I just
Yes.
did it. I sound like a little kid. Acronemathon. That is so cool. And now I know what we're doing.
It's so cool. I love it. And I just wrote it down. And okay. So
Acronemathon.
I have a second one. So hit record again because this might be better.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, go.
Humility opens nobility, optimism, and resilience.
Whoa.
I think that's might be better.
Whoa. Whoa. I got the chills.
Not too bad, right? And
No,
then the word not only is owned and understood more, but it's inspiring others to embrace it more.
it does inspire others to embrace it more. I have something else I want to say.
Yes.
Can I say it? We decided we were going to expand time a little bit, but then you bring up something, okay?
Right.
Honor. I want to say something about the Bing, B-I-N-G.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to tell a little story about the Bing, and then I'm going to tell you that I wrote a musical, and LeGrand Green, the former executive producer of the Oprah show for 10 years, happened to be in my table reading, and everybody loved the script. And I said, but I don't know the title. There was 14 people in my home. And he said, well, the title is Bing, the sound of a billion dreams. Didn't you want a billion people honored in the Bing? And I went, oh, and everybody dropped the mic, okay? So what you just did for me with the word honor reminded me of when somebody great comes into, right there. And but I wanted to say where the Bing came from, and then for the inspiring, because you never know. I was teaching pre kindergarten little kids. They were like 4 and 5 years old, and I had my whole team, and we broke into groups, like 6 little kids in a circle, and we didn't really know what we were going to do. I did a little talking about my story, that I wrote in Chicken Soup, about the angel that came to me, and they were all glued. And then my little group, I started and I honored the first little boy. And I said, I have a blue ribbon for you. It says, who I am makes a difference. I want to honor you. And I told him how I wanted to honor him. I asked him if I could put the ribbon on him. He said, yes. I placed the ribbon on his heart, and I cheered him on for his dreams. In the meantime, all the other kids are looking up in the air, moving around. They're wiggling. They're little kids, they're like, give me a ribbon too. And so I looked around and I went, So I asked him, the little boy, to honor the next boy next to him. And he looks at him and he says, you're not my best friend, but you're almost my best friend. So I'm going to give you this ribbon, but not really my best friend, but really you are kind of like my best friend. And it was hysterical. In the meantime, I looked at all the kids and I said, now, you all say, and where do you put the ribbon? And so they all chimed in, and he said, where do you put the ribbon? And I said, and say above the heart. So they all go above the heart. And I said, where does it point up to? I said, it points up to your best dreams coming true. And so they repeated that. And then I said, now I'm called Sparky. So I'm going to take the spark from my heart and put it in your ribbon. It's the sound that makes dreams come true. And the sound is bing. I made it up. And then a week later, my gentleman comes to my home office, and I honor him, and he goes, I need a Bing. I said, I only Bing the little kids. He said, seriously, I need a Bing. And I binged him, and he laughed, and he smiled, right?
Yes.
And so when we don't know what's going to happen next, but it comes through us, and then you talk about the word honor, and I was thinking about the word Bing, but the word honor is just extraordinary to bring in, and both words have a certain kind of flavor, So I was just thinking about that as well, because I never really did say it again, an anachronism. I did it. Did I do it?
You did pretty close. An acronym.
Acronym.
Athon.
Acronym-a-thon. Oh,
you got it. You knocked it out of the park with that one.
I'm going to practice that a lot. Okay.
Well, I have 2 acronyms to leave you with, and then I have a statement of our two pathways of our slogan, and then we're going to go into rapid fire. Okay.
Sure.
And rapid fire is the culmination of the event of the show, because we talk about how you're programmed, and it's a zippy question, zippy answer, and we go back and forth almost like a volley. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is an acronym. My son wears Adidas shirts, and I said, wow, I want to make an acronym because he loves wearing an Adidas shirt. And so you want to hear what it is?
Yes.
All day I dream about smiles.
Oh my God, that is brilliant.
And then Barry and I kind of came up with this at the same time. He did smile, and I did smiles. So smile, he came up with seeing miracles in life every day. Wow. I, without his help, completely tangentially in the same space as him, came up with smiles, seeing miracles in life every second.
Whoa.
And they're both beautiful. And if it wasn't for him giving me this card, but here's the thing that's going to blow you. If you're sitting down, hold on to your chair. I do not want you falling over. I care about you. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
If I had your blue ribbon, I want you to imagine this. My finger's the blue ribbon. Got it?
Thanks. Yeah.
The blue ribbon. Who you are makes a difference. So keep smiling. You ready for this?
Yes.
Keep smiling, because who you are makes a difference.
I love it.
That we have interchangeable pathways and expressions and slogans.
I love it. I love that that everything comes together for. And by the way, if the ribbon says "Who I am" makes a difference. By the
Yes.
way,
Yes.
but when we were talking about, like, when my story came in Chicken Soup, I think it was called "Who You Are Makes a Difference," right?
Mm-hmm.
And but I found out, what I love about this is because when I put the "I am"
Yes.
affirmation in the
I love
ribbon.
that too. I love that too.
Yeah, yeah. And but the way we come together is unpredictable until we come together. Hey,
Yes.
that was really good, wasn't it?
It really was. I want to acknowledge though that the I am and the you are so powerful. They're both identity statements. One is the identity of who you are to
Uh-huh.
yourself.
Right, right.
The other one is the sales language that one reads and says, "Oh, I am." They're reflecting the you are to I am.
Mm.
So when you write sales copy, you do not write he, she, I. You write you as much as you can, you, because the reader is reading it as a personal invitation from the
Who you
writer.
are makes a
And so
difference.
when you're reading
Oh.
I am. So it is actually, they're both usable in their own powerful placement.
So that's pretty cool when you're thinking about branding too, because
Yeah,
the ribbon is a brand and it's a
it is.
trademark, right? It's registered. So, but I love that I learned that from you, because it's not, it's like, wow, I just hang in there and throw something out. I explain it to myself as like ready, fire, aim.
Mhm.
Throw it against the wall, watch it drip down. Somebody else is going to pick it up and make it and save what I don't know that I don't know about it, and put it together. Yes.
Right.
And
Well, just,
and this is this moment where so you're going to give me this sure the fire thing
of course I
in,
am. Of course I
and
am.
that what is it called? The rapid
Rapid
fire.
fire. I'm going to give you the rapid fire. And just to put a little extra tap on the hammer to the nail,
Hammer to the nail.
is that if you were to write "Who I am makes a difference in the world," and you wrote that as sales copy for someone to read,
Uh-huh.
they would either have to read it as a mantra, or they would think you were talking about yourself, and they would not,
Oh.
and they would disconnect. If you
Ah.
write it as you are, they are reading that they are, and they're stepping into the
Ah.
fact that
Yeah.
they will convert to be that identity.
Mm.
It's very powerful.
I will take that in. I will share the distinction.
The good news is they're both right and they're both powerful.
Yes,
That's the
the
good news.
one is to take it in. The other one is it's a you that the
Is to
listener,
write
the
it is
reader.
to write it to the person who's receiving.
Exactly. Okay. I'll
Like
figure that.
if I said to you,
Yeah.
"Who I am makes a difference," but I'm trying to say you, I just lost the pronoun. I
Oh,
didn't have
yeah,
the
yeah,
pronoun
yeah, yeah,
land.
yeah. And
So
I say, who you are makes a
right,
difference.
right, right.
And when I give you this ribbon, when you get in front of the mirror, you say who I am
I
makes
am
a
makes
difference, because
exactly.
you are going to be so pumped and filled up. But I get to fill you up that way. Let me try that out, and I'll practice that.
Yeah, and again, the distinction. I know we're belaboring this a little bit, but it's so important. If you said to that person, "Repeat after me, who I am makes a difference," you've never stated to them who you are saying to them that they are makes a
Yeah,
difference.
that's the right thing. When I'm in the grocery store, and I do this all the time, I'll just wait. Somebody, I'm saying, can you reach the spinach bag up there? It's too tall for me. I do this all the time, and somebody will grab it up, and I'll say, "I'll have a blue ribbon for you." And I just want to say, it says "Who I am makes a difference," because you do, and you just did something great for me. And you were tall enough to do that, right?
Right,
And you
right.
stopped and did that, and that's so cool. And here's two extra, and I give them the whole thing, and give them, here's extra ribbons, and so you could honor others, right? So that's what I've been doing for 46 years, yes, something like that.
Yeah, and we both have different applications. I like leaving this
Yes,
at a register
right.
because they have it for every person to treat that person.
It's
It's so beautiful, isn't it? So,
it's
are you ready for rapid fire?
I'm ready for rapid fire.
So, it's 5 questions I ask you quickly,
Okay.
and you answer them quickly, and I give you the next one. All right, you
Okay.
ready?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Are you nervous?
Yes.
All right. Well, this will make you less nervous. Are you ready?
Okay.
I love you.
Aw, that is very cool.
All right. So here we go. First question. What book changed your life?
I think the Bible.
Okay. And then you get to name a second book, because anytime you name the Bible, I agree, that is a book that would change anyone's life. What book do you like to give to people?
A book I like to give to people is Rich. Oh God, I forget it. I forget the name, and it's all over. Well, I'll say Chicken Soup for the Soul right now, but it's another book, and it was. Let me come back to that
Well,
because
no, okay, but breathe. Do you remember one word from it? I might know it.
yeah, it was when it starts out where you
Is it personal development?
yeah, but it was years ago, and I bought a bazillion books, and I said, and I gave it
It's not.
away.
It's not Dale Carnegie, is it?
It wasn't Dale Carnegie,
It's
and it
not
was
Napoleon
oh
Hill.
man, that is just a
Is
mother
it?
of a mother.
It's not Augmendino. Okay, well, we'll come back to
Okay,
it.
wait. Okay, we'll go with Augmendino.
All right,
Okay,
we'll go with that.
okay, we'll
All
go with
right.
that.
What movie inspires you?
Okay, okay. That well, I like Wicked so very much, and I was somewhere over the rainbow was everything for me as a kid growing up, and I just that was my favorite.
Awesome. What song gets you going?
You got to accentuate the positive.
That's a great one.
My mama said sing that all the time when I was growing up, and I was 4 years old dancing around. She would go, "Got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the
That is
affirmative."
such a great song it's a mantra for life.
I know, and that's a wonderful song. And the
David
other one,
Corbin likes that one.
who does?
David Corbin.
Oh, he does. Oh my God, that's too cool. And the song from Chorus Line, and then I'll let that go while I'm percolating because I always like that whole musical.
I don't know what the connection is between accentuate the positive and the song I'm about to tell you, but it brought like a very strong force and a reason to watch the Jungle Book tonight. But the song from the gorilla, I want to be like you, talk like you.
That's right. Oh, that's really good. That's right. That's really good. That's a good one.
All right, you ready for this is a biggie. This is
Okay.
number 4 or 5, and this is a
Yeah.
biggie.
Mm.
Who's your hero?
So there are many heroes. I would have to say that they're my father and mother, and
You can
because
say
if
their
I was
names.
yeah, Francis and Andy Roth, and if it weren't for their love and their generosity and their enthusiasm and their just going for it and being gentle. My father was a gentle man who let me sit on his lap, and when I came home, if I had a problem, I would tell him my problem sitting on his lap when I was little, and he would always say, "And how would you solve it?" And I would tell him, and he said, "And how else would you solve it?" And he could ask me that question until I gave him the answer that was right, and then he said, "Okay, goodbye."
Well, since just like the Bible, when people say their parents, I have a part B if it's permissible.
Yes.
Who would you want to meet you haven't met?
Who would I want to say it again?
Who would you want to meet that you haven't met?
Okay. I want to meet, well, I want to meet the Pope. I got what to say to him.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. And the final question: what quote do you live by?
What quote do
What quote do you live by?
my favorite quote is, the deepest desire in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. William James.
How can people reach you, connect with you, celebrate you?
So they can reach me at Sparky, Sparky, at Blue Ribbons, BLUERIBBONS.org. Or you can go to blueribbons.org and go to contact and give me a message, and I'll get back with you. And I think those are the best two ways.
I think those are pretty doggone good ways. I mean,
Yeah, you like those two ways?
I do like those 2 ways.
Yeah, I was going to give you my phone number, but I realized this is not going to work too well.
No, it could be a lot of calls. So
Just so that everybody knows, don't do that. It was in my heart for a moment. I got personal with you, you know what I'm saying, with everybody that's listening.
well, I'll tell you what. I'll make this. You can get to me, and I'll make sure you get to Grandma Sparky if you really want to play big with her. How about that? Is that a good? Is that good?
That's luscious. That's terrific. I'm looking forward to just being on the carpet ride together and letting whatever the winds of the universe and God wisp us up and take us in gentle arms, and so we can make that word I'll practice more. And I can say it again. An acronym is
Acronymethon, yes.
acronymethon. I have to practice, y'all. Just know acronymethon. It's gonna. I'll break it down. Oh, and if anybody wants to know the word enigma, okay?
Yeah.
People years and years ago told me I was an enigma. Yes, I can't say the word enigma. I can now. I couldn't say that word. And I was trying to explain what people called me, except for an English teacher one time when I was teaching in her class. And I said, I don't know how to say this word. And she said, it's a letter E. Put your hand on your knee and say knee. And then think of ma. And I went, enigma. And I went, I'll be darned.
Mm.
And so what you did is when you break down, because I wasn't taught that way and I wasn't a very good reader, and I appreciate your help with say it again.
Acronymethon.
Acronym. Like an acorn.
Nem.
Acronymethon.
Yes.
Acronymethon. I'll put that in I'll do that. I wrote it 3 times in the thing. So acronymethon. I'm going to practice that. And then the next time we talk, if you ask me that surefire again, I'll come up with that. But I'll see you in San Diego when you come.
Yeah, I'm coming on this Friday and Saturday, and then I'm coming again on the 5th and 6th of December.
Okay.
So I'll be there.
So wherever you are, let me know, and we'll see if we can make it. We can see each other.
Well, thank you for being on the Dr. Smiley Show. Thank you for being a new adopted grandmother for Kenny, and thank you for being a wonderful friend and a beacon of light for humanity.
I accept. God bless you and everybody else, and smile.
That's right. All right, we're stopping the stream, and we're